Hello, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect, and I'm going to do a collective reading for the week. Seeing as I never managed to get all the signs out, I'm just doing a collective, and maybe that will be useful for the majority. There is a female coming up front and centre. This may be someone who's in the public eye. I always see my general readings more of sort of, you know, global stories, but it may not be. So in the main, we have got a tempting offer has a high price with my carnivorous flower fairy, coupled with my winged seer clairvoyance. You can see clearly. So that gives me some comfort. You know, there might be an offer coming your way this week. I might be with regards to work. I do sort of feel there's some history here, I'll be honest, and I don't think the feminine in this read that I'm reading for is under any illusions as to what's going on here, but the carnivorous fairy is nonetheless a very tempting offer. We have had that read a couple of times in the last maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So this is where you come across someone who can be sending out toxic energy. I do have the snake here. Someone who feels maybe entitled to fame or money or you or your attention, whatever it may be. It's this sort of individual who has a very high opinion of themselves, treats themselves a wee bit like royalty, and other people as servants. So it can be a workplace situation. It can be, you know, your partner. It can be a family member, a sibling. You know, apply it to your circumstances here. But it is tempting. Whatever they are offering you is tempting, but they will bite you because it is their very nature. And we do have the snake here, and this is the biting energy. So there's a message coming through this week. We do have the book, which would normally for me be knowledge or secrets. I do actually think the book, I mean, there might be a secret that is revealed, but I'm actually not getting that. Or if it does come through, it's not really coming from the source. I'm actually guessing it for the female I'm reading for. She's keeping herself to herself. She's coming up as the high priestess. I mean, this can be like secret knowledge, occult knowledge that comes through to you. Or it might just be that this female is considered very secretive. The high priestess is my forever single, you know, doesn't really get involved in other people's business, keeps herself to herself, has information but she chooses not to share it. I did get the grief card here in reverse, so this is maybe a problem or, you know, issue that she's dealt with in the past. Maybe she has been grieving for a loss, but she is no longer, and whether she was or not, you wouldn't know, because it's the high priestess and she doesn't make any moves at all. Everything's churning under the surface there. And I do think this is the feminine I'm reading for, so it's probably just like the feminine collective this week. So there is a message coming through, or maybe a delivery of some sort, or indeed a visitor with the Rider card here. This is being clarified by the King of Swords and Abundance, and I think this is where the offer is coming from. So, you know, it could be an air sign, but with it being the King of Swords and he is upright, he does seem to have a great deal to offer. And he seems to be delivering some truth here. The King of Swords can also represent, you know, the legal profession, the medical profession, if he's not an actual, you know, personal individual that you're aware of. It could have a professional capacity as the King of Swords. It could be a banker, a financial advisor with this abundance. So there is some sort of offer coming through. It does seem to be incredibly abundant. I almost feel like you are, I'm getting this real, the way she's looking here. So it could be a romantic reading with the soulmate being in reverse. Literally staring this down. I see you coming, is what she said to the rider. I can see you coming. But this rider has got the snake. Now the snake can be a number of things. It's message about maybe why something's ended. It's message that something has ended. What the worry concern here is for this feminine is it might be just generally worried about secrets, but also worried that there's been maybe another woman involved. There's been maybe infidelity. This news about this man, this King of Swords, might actually come from an ex or a jealous woman, or a rival. But what I would say about this is there's nobody who's a victim here. Absolutely not. So if there's some sob story going to come through about how someone's been victimized and taken advantage of, that's not going to cut the mustard here as far as this feminine is concerned, because she is seeing it really clearly. So ultimately there can be two people coming her way this week, maybe you know, this King of Swords who appears to be the rider, and this snake. Now it can just be that is the information that is coming forth rather than it represents a different individual. It leaves you or they or her in a position to make a decision with the paths here as to which direction to go in. This is someone who is fiercely independent. She's got my cat spirit, which is claim your independence. She's also got the Virgin card in reverse. So this is someone who is actually fearful of intimate union. I really do get that there's no trust here at all. If this was once, you know, if it's an ex or someone you've been powerfully connected to, and soulmate doesn't need to be a romantic partner. We're soulmates with lots of different people. Behind the kind of scenes here, there's a lot of deterioration and a lot of worry, and it's a hard no is what I'm going to say, because the paths has come through with the Ace of Wands in reverse and the isolation card. This is just a hard no. It's not getting off the ground. It's like inaction, impotence, nothing new. There's nothing new. This is someone, if this is you, this is my High Priestess. You're staying completely isolated, completely detached. You see it coming. You know you're going to get the story or whatever, maybe from the King of Swords or maybe from the snake, and you're just like, no, because you've got the Seven of Cups in reverse actually representing your own energy, and that is someone who has made a decision, is under no illusion as to what the story is here. And with the Star, this is wanting to follow your own passion, your own dreams. Although there is behind the scenes some deterioration in hope, like obviously someone's dreams are maybe even diminished, or someone's doesn't need to be a negative, that, because the stars can also be about things spreading. I'm not going to lie, the snake for me is the coronavirus, because it was what I used as a significator. There's stuff like spreading there, and that is maybe having a sort of a diminishing feeling. Someone's hopes and dreams is like things aren't really playing out the way that they had hoped they would. I got this is not my life. From a masculine energy, I got I sit around and wait and I don't give a damn, and open your heart to me. And from the feminine, I've got I'm not waiting. It's a waste of my time, money and effort. And this is a no. And with the mice here, destiny in reverse, bloody hell. Soulmate in reverse and destiny in reverse. It couldn't be any fucking clearer. This is just, no, we don't, no more do-overs. You know, we've done it for 26,000 years. We've never worked it out. We're not going to get this karma nailed. We're not going to actually manage to be together in a healthy way. So the next time we're up, and let's not wait until we're dead, just rip the freaking contract up. Write it out. It's done. Burn it. We tried. It didn't work out. I forgive you. You forgive me. No do-overs. This is not, we're not going to work it out. And that's what the mice is diminishing. It's an eating away. It's this constant worry. about communication. It's feeling trapped in one's head. It's having no clarity. It's, you know, watching each other, wondering if, you know, you'll get together with your soulmate. But at least one party here is unaccepting of the outcome, because this bear, the bear, I would say, you know, this is coming back to work. The bear is usually the boss. It can be a mother figure. It can be someone who's very dominating, very determined to, you know, push through their agenda here. And this could be this feminine. I'm not really getting it, but it could be. It is on the line of this snake here, and it is knighting the rider, who's the King of Swords. And someone at least is unaccepting of this outcome. This is not, whereas one is saying this is where we're at. It's not our destiny. We've tried, it's done. You're not my soulmate. Or maybe you were, but now you're not. Okay, move on. The other's like, no. We're not moving on. And I'm going to sit around and wait until you open your heart to me. So what is unblocked with impasse here is the stars. So there might be, like, you know, a spreading of, I don't know, communication, information. But it can also be that someone is just going to follow their own dreams, and they're accepting that this is a no. I mean, even on the clouds, which is worry and confusion and doubt, I've got the Fool card in reverse. It's there's no risk taking here. There's no new beginning. It has sort of deteriorated to the point that it's probably not capable of coming back in any healthy way. So, advice for the collective for the week, please, Spirit. I'm going to do Sagittarius. I think I've neglected Sag. I did have a wee look. I'll pick that up. So, advice, please, for this reading for the collective, if you would. I don't read those in reverse. But I've got Hunter, track down your fears and desires, and the Hermit, recharge and retreat. I sort of feel, even though I wouldn't, I don't know, it can go both ways. I feel that the High Priestess here, at least the feminine energy, is probably done enough of the retreating and the recharging, and it might be a sort of nod to say it's trying to maybe, you know, edge out a little bit. But the Hunter is also telling you that, you know, when we track down our fears, that's where our desires are as well. You know, you go into the cave and it's the darkest part of the cave that holds the biggest treasure. So, yeah. And with her coming up as the Virgin in reverse, fear of intimate union, that might be something to look at. You might be taking your independence to extreme levels. You might have to consider that actually it's not is sort of tipped over from healthy independence, looking for an interdependent relationship, to, you know, completely annihilating anyone who, you know, comes within 12 feet of you. You might need to come out the cave a little bit, because you might have been there a wee while. Just saying, that's possible. Let's just take one more for shits and giggles, because I haven't read for a whole week, not publicly anyway. Hunter. What is the Hunter for the collective, please, Spirit? What is the Hunter? Fears and desires. Show me the Hunter for the collective this week. So Venus, the sword of truth. This is seeing our true selves and looking at ourselves honestly. This is cutting through any deception, being really clear, being really truthful. But it does usually come around after a period of withdrawal. And I really do feel the period of withdrawal may be over. Hermit. Yes, sweetie? No, darling, I haven't, but our dinner out and wait until Kira goes. You had it? Yeah, Arvo's in reverse here, so this is no talking. This is no communication, not speaking our truth. I it can also be not listening as well. This is very shut down. Why is Arvo reverse advice? Arvo reverse the advice. I almost feel that someone's afraid to speak to, like, initiate a conversation because they actually might really lose their way. This is, I sort of feel someone's trying to stay really grounded, really earthed, centered, keeping their feet on solid ground. There's almost a fear here that if they were to, you know, be really honest and open and have that conversation, it might literally unravel them. I'd be surprised if there was some throat chakra work needing doing here. Yeah. So this is the feminine energy. This is the female I'm reading for, she of the Kruak. I mean, it can be a relationship between a female and, you know, her own mother. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some, as much as you see something very clearly, at the same time, there's this fear that if you were to, you know, give them an inch, they'd take a mile, you know. You may have dealt with someone like this, sort of narcissistic, taking energy where obviously they will, you know, be gaslighting you. So there's a fear to even open up to this person or persons, whomever it may be, because they'll start to confuse you. They'll start to throw you here. In this is my what's her name? Taten in reverse. Taten is when she's in reverse, she's just kind of, she's completely lost her way. She can't discern black from white at this point. She can be really erratic, but not in a good way. Her intelligence is almost kind of dumbed down a little bit. So I think that's what it is. So maybe you have been retreating for too long. Maybe you need some more time to work this out. The advice would appear to be not to communicate because it might actually, you know, be really negative for you, set you off in an unhealthy way. And I think that's why this decision has come up with the Ace of Wands in reverse. I don't really think it's added to that, but it is confirming. Let me show you this. That is the decision, or at least one of the options. I think that you're just, I mean, it's just a hard no. Because there's too much confusion here. You've got the mice energy on the Ace of Pentacles. This is someone that takes from you physically, takes from you financially. It just depletes your energy. And this is something you already know. So I think you're just steering clear from this person. And it may well be them that's coming through with it. They're not prepared to accept the situation. Okay, that's your weekly energy. Have a super week. Look after yourselves and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.